What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It is the only sports podcast. That's right, the only sports podcast. I'm Will. That's Casino over there. How we doing today, Casino?
Pretty good. Just trying to figure out this light situation. Oh, that might be the issue. Doing great. Doing great. Inside the house now. They moved me inside. I feel like I've upgraded. I'm no longer that alley cat. Now I've got the collar, the leash, and all the things.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna have us do the Christmassy background, but I don't like it. There's too much. It's too much. So instead, we will do the regular thing. We are here. They said it couldn't be done on Christmas Eve, Casino, but yet here we are.
Oh no, they said that it could not be done on Christmas Eve. Trust me, I've heard that.
Yeah, I was mostly talking about Casino's family. They said it cannot be done, but yet we still are here today. And we are here today for a big week 17. I was going through the games for this week, Casino, and I even picked the games beforehand. So going into week 17, 2 weeks left, I have a 150 lead to Casino's 143. So
Yeah, I
you
think
are
you got it.
7 games back.
Playoffs is happening. Let's go. Well, you know what's funny is I really thought I had those college games to start off. Oklahoma was looking so good,
I know.
and then just turn. I love what I hope you giggled so much when I resent you that GIF. So when Oklahoma was winning 17-0, I sent BJ one of those. It was Bill Murray doing
Grandpa
Martin.
Simpson.
Yeah, no, but it was, oh my gosh, Martin. What was his name?
Now I do not know what you. Oh, okay.
Martin doing Oklahoma, and then like immediately I pulled into work. I saw that it was tied up, and I sent him the Grandpa Simpson where he comes in the house, hangs up his hat, turns around, grabs his hat, and leaves the house. And from there was just the rest. From there, was horrible.
Yeah, I don't think I know I definitely can't. I don't think the sports world can handle another Alabama Patriots dynasty running coherent with each other.
It's not going to happen. But I will say this: good for Alabama and good for Miami. Even though those games were not enjoyable, especially the Miami Texas A&M game, which was just god awful to watch. Congrats on winning both of those. But again, I don't know college football, but it's a good thing that those two teams won, because it gets rid of the whole Notre Dame getting in thing, right? They move forward. Now I feel like there's no way that you can argue that anymore. It's done. It's moved forward, and we're good. Plus, when Notre Dame and Texas A&M played, that score was through the roof, and Miami, that elite defense with Miami, who's up there with Ohio State, with Indiana as the best defenses in college football, they held them, right? So good on that. And I'm glad that happened, even though I wanted Notre Dame to be in it. I'm glad that happened, because now I think that can just be kaput, right? Just be done.
Well, yeah, we said on here the worst outcome possible for just the selection committee, or the whatever the hell they're calling themselves now, would be if the Miami and then Alabama just got absolutely dog walked, like annihilated. Then they would just be going, oh man, could you imagine just the coverage of just the sport in general, like after that happened? It would have been chaos. But as always, Casino, on Wednesdays, we are here for, if I can just pull it up right here, we are here for the good, the mid, and the ugly week 17 Christmas edition. That's why we have a very Christmassy background. But going through the games this week, I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there are 4 good games. There's about 4 mid games, and then just a bunch of ugly games. But that is, I guess that's
towards the end of the season. You either have the playoff teams or you don't, right? I know there's a lot of teams. Last week, a lot of teams clinched, right? Going into last week, pretty much all you had, going into this last week, all you had was the Broncos and Seattle Rams. That were the only teams that have clinched at that point. So they're finally teams that have clinched, and moving forward, there's only a few teams left that have to figure it out, and we won't know until week 18. We got a couple good matchups like the Bucks, Panthers. We won't know until then. But yeah. By the way, how are you doing in fantasy? Because I'm gonna have to open up the checkbook.
You
For
lost?
I lost the semis. I'm playing for third place. I'm playing for my money back, and when I say my money back, I'm not going to get all my money back because because with the wife being out, I knocked the wife out. It's going to be I have to pay. I have to pay money. Which sucks. At worst, I have to pay, or I guess at best, yeah, $80, right?
Oh, that's not bad.
Well, I'm hoping for this. Because so somebody that I'm playing in third place, and then one of the people that are in the championship, they are a couple. And so for the whole league, it was 480 total. That was what the pot was. Third place gets money back. Second place gets double, so 80. And then third place or first place gets 360. So I'm kind of hoping that I lose this week and my buddy wins the whole thing, because then I could just give them a $400 gift card that I have and just go, here you guys go, and be done with
it. No, and we have some comments popping up right now. Zach Does Stuff said, what are you guys talking about? Fantasy. Yeah. Isabella Andrew said, hi, what is this? Merry Christmas. Christmas. What is this? Is the Only Sports Podcast. And then Dexman999 said, hey. So
it's the Only Sports Podcast where we typically start off the show with
anything but
sports. And that's mainly because BJ throws it to me and says, how you doing? And well, this is one of my few times that I actually get a vent because, I'm married. So
no, my fantasy football league my season ended in the semifinals, where all my guys actually showed up. Like I actually had, in the quarterfinals, nobody showed up. Not a single player on my team showed up. I was projected to score 122. I ended up scoring 82. So every single person I had on my roster just shit the bed. The guy, and then the thing that sucks is I played the guy who scored the most points that week. I would have still lost, but if my team would have actually done what they were supposed to, I would have won against everybody. However, I said earlier in the season that the one guy who I beat, who was undefeated the entire season, he was going into the playoffs as the number 1 seed at 13-1. He lost to the guy that beat me last week. If he would have played me this week, I would have destroyed him. If he would have played everybody else, he would have got destroyed. So he absolutely shit the bed. So now the finals are between the 2nd seed and the 4th seed, and I got 5th place. So
have you ever won before?
Yes, but it's been a long time.
I've never won before. I've never missed the playoffs ever. Like I've never missed the playoffs in all my leagues, and typically I'm either 2nd or 3rd, and I'm projected to get 3rd. I'm expected to win this week, and I think my matchups I'll get 3rd. But just it's that old saying, man, always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Yeah.
So true.
No, this is one of the worst years I've ever done.
And as I had a fight, came down to the last week. I think I told you there was 6 of us fighting for 3 playoff spots because it was just that close. And I took the guy who's my buddy who's in the championship. I took him down to get into the playoffs. So I was like, ooh, I get him in the 2nd round. I think I got this. And I got absolutely annihilated. Absolutely. He's only lost 3 games all season, and one of them was to me at the end of the season. So yeah, that just blew. But I just don't. It's funny because everybody was like, because I'm the commissioner, they're like, oh, you rigged that. You were able to get in. You're going to win this league, and it's collusion and all this stuff. And I'm like, no, I won't. 100% I won't. So, and you want to know who's in the final? Somebody who auto drafted.
Yeah, dude. Every year, it's the guy who just doesn't care.
Next year, I am not going to draft. I really think I'm just going to let it go.
Yeah, just. The fantasy football experts, quote unquote, are experts for a reason. I feel like everybody who just lets their team get drafted is always in there. I was projected to finish 5th, and then I finished 5th, so they nailed it.
It's really funny. Yeah, let's get into
Now
it.
that we've spent 11 minutes talking about fantasy football,
Hey, I
let's
didn't get it. I
do
didn't get to talk yesterday at all. Okay,
the good, the mid, and the ugly. Week 17.
I
Let's
know
get
some of our
into
listeners
it.
are probably happy about that, but I don't care.
We talked about how there is a certain number of good games, a certain number of mid games. We're actually starting this week with the good games going from Sunday Night Football back, because it took me a long time to find the good games this week, but they're there. Just this week is so damn long, and Christmas is an abomination for the games they chose. Even in a good year, I don't understand how these were the 3 games they picked. Why Vikings
Yeah,
Lions? There is a real chance the Vikings last year was just an outlier, not like a consistent team. Same with the Commanders, and then Broncos Chiefs. That is to me the only one that
yeah.
this should
I
be the
mean,
big game.
Cowboys got in because they're the Cowboys, right? They get Thanksgiving. They're going to get Christmas because somehow they're America's team.
Yeah,
Commanders, they just, hey, look, we're the team that's going to get beat up, and that's going to happen. Lions, Vikings, that would have been a good game, even if, because it's divisional, right? Those typically always are good. So even if the Vikings weren't as bad as they are, and then now they have like no quarterback, um, if the Lions were still trying to get into the playoffs, which is just a long shot at this point, doesn't
yeah.
matter. But yeah, you're right. Broncos, Chiefs, that was supposed to be it, and everybody was looking forward to it. I could have told you that the Chiefs would not be making the playoffs here, and oh wait, I did. And so this game wouldn't have mattered, but I wasn't on that selection committee for games on Christmas.
But at least,
Somehow, I hope. I know that they're down to their third string quarterback. I just hope the Broncos put their guard down way too much, and they're looking forward to the Chargers, which we'll
yeah,
get into. And the Chiefs somehow win this game. I just hope, because since we talked about it on Monday, my Patriot chat has gone off, and we need that bye week. The Patriots need that bye week. They are
yeah.
so riddled with injuries. They got like 14 people out. It's ridiculous. Starters.
uh Yeah. Well, also, what is it? I don't know. Bills Eagles is sitting right there for a Thursday night Christmas,
Right?
or a Thursday Christmas game. That, again, you look at all these ones, and I get like some of the other ones where you have good teams playing each other. Like, nobody would have thought Jags Colts would mean anything this late. Nobody thought Seahawks Panthers would mean anything this late. Texans Chargers was, a toss up. But to have Lions Vikings there instead of Eagles Bills makes no sense to me. No sense. Or even just do the scheduling where it's Eagles Cowboys on Christmas. That makes way more sense than Eagles
Yeah, but
or
you can't
Cowboys
flex. I mean,
Commanders.
the Christmas games are the Christmas games. They promoted them like crazy, and you just
Yeah.
can't flex. You can't flex them out
And
regardless.
and you know
But at
what?
least here's the thing. At least now families will be together for Christmas because nobody will be watching these games.
Well, watch. These are going to be the most watched games ever, and people are going to say how, even
See?
though,
See?
what is it? Even though
Eh,
the NBA Christmas games are infinitely better. Infinitely better. They have Spurs Thunder, they got Mavericks Warrior, they got Rockets Lakers, Timberwolves Nuggets, and then they start the day with Cavaliers Knicks. Every single one of those games is better than every single NFL game.
yeah, I know. We haven't really talked about any NBA. How's the NBA shaping up? I know the Knicks won that the Knicks won that weird cup thing that they're trying to do that nobody
Yeah.
cares about, that was in Vegas, that like nobody showed up to apparently.
No, because again, it's a tournament where it's always held as basically an away game, because we don't have any, what is it, teams in Vegas. So it's one of those things where you win the tournament, and then everybody has what, 3-4 days to get tickets to see their team in Vegas. Like, you're in New York and you're supposed to fly cross country on 4 days notice to root for your Knicks. Like,
Yeah.
no. But I will say, the interesting thing that is happening in the NBA is that the Spurs or the Thunder are these gods among men who have only lost 2 games this season.
That's
The first
wild.
game, or no, they've lost 3 games this season. The first game, I can't remember who they lost. The last 2 games they've lost have been to the Spurs. So the Spurs, there's a real conversation right now that if it is Western Conference Finals, Spurs Thunder, the Spurs might have the Thunder's number. And the Thunder are on pace to be like a potential 80-win team. I mean, not
Yeah.
80, because obviously it's they've already lost 3, but they could be a 75 win team and still
Do
they
you
would
think
be.
they could do that? Do you think they could pull off and be better than what the Golden State Warriors were that one year?
I mean, it's kind of looking like it. Again, they
Damn.
look unstoppable except against the Spurs. So the
Right.
Spurs are just for some reason just built to beat them. And
Well, I mean, it built to beat them. They have somebody who's just a freak of nature in Wemby.
yeah,
So
no, it's crazy. The Oklahoma City Thunder 26-4, and again, I think 3 of those losses are to the Spurs, who are
wow.
second in the West, 22-7. So good stuff. Also, shout out to the Pistons. Pistons leading the East at 24-6. Again, it's a very good NBA season, but again, I don't know why they start the season. Christmas Day, I've always said this, Christmas Day should be the start of the NBA season. I don't know why they started in the middle of football season. It makes no sense.
No.
They're never going to win that. Or it should be a summer sport. I don't know why it's not a summer
Yeah,
sport.
because I mean, no matter how much I love baseball, regular season baseball is very tough to watch on TV unless you're at the game. I love going to baseball games. I think they're relaxing. They're fun because you get a little bit of excitement, but then you don't have to watch all the time. You can just be like, oh, all right, we're kind of in between innings. Or pitching change. You can go do stuff. It's not constant thing like hockey, NBA, football. Yes, I know football. They have a little bit of time between plays, but not much. Baseball, that's a luxury sport, man. You just kind of just lounge around and enjoy it. So nice. I love baseball.
But again, I don't know what is it? I don't know how everybody doesn't realize that the NBA, I feel like, would be much more successful as a summer sport, where again, the only thing it has to compete against is baseball. Because again, during the also with their streaming schedule, I don't know when the games are on. And I love the NBA, and it's every night. It's like I'm scrambling against 5 or 6 different channels, streaming services to find the game of the night. It's infuriating.
Money.
All right, now, Casino, we can actually talk about the good.
How many times are we going to play this before we get into it?
I mean, everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. But let's start with game 1 that we are talking about, and that is Sunday night football.
Sunday.
Which, again, we're recording this on Wednesday. It feels so far away, especially when the games start tomorrow. Away. It's crazy. But we are talking about the 11-4 Bears traveling to the 11-4 49ers. Also, a crazy thing I saw that I was going to send to you, but I just forgot. So listen to this. If the Colts beat the Colts on Monday Night Football, which they did, they will have 5 straight home game wins away from winning a Lombardi trophy. With the Super Bowl at home, San Francisco wouldn't have to go on the road again the rest of the season. So again, in the NFC West, if the San Francisco 49ers win their next 2 games, they have the first round bye in the playoffs, and then they have the divisional and NFC championship game at home if they would obviously win to get to those. Yeah. The Super Bowl this year is in San Francisco. So they can, at this moment, have 5 home games in a row if they just win the next 5 games and be Super Bowl champions. So that's crazy. That is I feel like every NFC team right now is going to be rooting for the Bears in this game to avoid that from happening, because I feel like that is such a huge advantage. That is insane.
But yeah, my buddy who comes into my work, he is a Niners fan. I've mentioned him before, and he comes in, he's like, oh man, Niners are going to get that number 1 seed. I'm like, in what world? He goes, oh yeah, they just got to win out, man. They just got to win out. And I'm like, okay, who are they playing? He's like, the Seahawks and the Bears. And I'm like, oh, okay. So what you're saying is they are not going to get the number 1 overall seed. As of right now, they have a 26% chance of getting that number 1 overall seed. The Seahawks have a 50 and the Rams have a 14, while the Bears are sitting at 10%. The Bears have less percent, which is crazy because the Bears have a better record. No, they're tied 11-4. But yep. So everybody's picking the Niners to win this game.
Yeah, I think again, the 49ers are at home. The thing I do not understand is again, I keep seeing things where it's like based on EPA and all these other, super nerdy weird metrics, it's like actually the Bears defense is really good. And you look at it and you're like, actually by the legit metrics we grade most defenses by, the Bears defense is awful. They've given up 42 touchdowns. They're 25th or 24th in the league in total defense. They are 18th against the pass, and they are 27th against the run.
Mhm.
So again, I know they have good turnover differential, but to just act like this is a good Bears defense is insane to me.
Yeah.
It's not by every metric except made up EPA stats and earned plays per average and all this kind of, money ball shit that actually doesn't matter. They are not a good defense.
I
So
know what you're
people
talking
being,
about. Billy Bean would disagree with you.
yeah,
But yeah, no, it is crazy. So it opened at the over under opened at 50 and a half. It has now moved to 52 and a half. Everybody's like, this is going to be a high scoring game. It was started off at -2.5 for the Niners. Now it's 3. So yeah, there's money coming in on that, and it has moved by 2. People are like, this is going high, right?
yeah.
They're just gonna both these teams are gonna sling. They're not gonna be able to stop shit. So with that being said, I know this is a very important game. They're playing in California. Man, who you got? I wanna know. I wanna know
So
first.
I wrote these down before the show started. I am picking the 49ers. I think
Okay.
the 49ers got it. I look at the 49ers. It's not like the 49ers are world beaters in terms of, I think I saw a thing where they have had the third easiest schedule in the league. They destroyed the Colts on Monday night, but the
Mhm.
Colts are like 1-6 in their last 7 games. They've kind of fallen off a cliff, even though in that game, I'll tell you what, shout out to Philip Rivers because he played a
Dude,
fantastic game.
he's
Dude,
he's
he was
playing
great.
great. He's playing really good football, dude. He's not turning over the football. He's got tutties. Like he's looking
Yeah.
good. He's looking good. I
And
mean, his arm, it still doesn't look great. It's never looked great. It's always been that weird throw and just doesn't seem like he has the firepower. He never did, but he's just a smart quarterback that knows how to move the football.
yeah, and again, what is it? He's only played 2 games in the past 5 years. And for him, his second game back to go on Monday Night Football and like put up like a pretty decent stat line against a again 11-win team, like
Yeah,
that's
I
impressive. Who he's
there
come
was
back
one
against.
point where he had 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he was 14 for 20. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
let's
And
go.
again, against 2 NFC West teams that are going to be 2 of the 4 best teams going into the playoffs. Like
Yeah,
if he came back and he was playing even mid-tier teams, like who knows the numbers he would be putting up. I mean, like
totally.
if you're throwing him in there against the Jets or Saints or whatever, he might be lighting them up for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. Who knows?
Yeah.
But as far as this game goes, shout out to Purdy on Monday Night Football throwing 5 touchdowns. That was pretty good. But that puts his total on the season up to 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Again, the anomaly that is this 49ers team, their defense is middle of the road. They're 18th in the league in total defense. Their offense is 9th in the league in total offense, and that's mostly due to Christian McCaffrey. So, because
Mostly
again,
ninety
I've,
point nine percent, 99.9, dude. This
yeah,
guy's insane.
well, he's also with 2 games left. He has a chance to finish the season with over 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving. He is also, what is it?
It's wild.
Uh, the leading receiver on the 49ers. He's the leading receiver by almost 300 total yards.
As a running
So,
back. Oh my god.
yeah, and he's been targeted 116 times. The next closest guy has been targeted 80.
Dude, can you say first
So,
ballot Hall of Famer? Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if we have time, we'll talk about the Pro Bowl voting. A lot of weird choices. A
Well,
lot
it's
of
I
weird
mean, I don't know what
choices.
you're talking about. There's never
Yeah.
weird choices. They get that right every time. I mean, Tyler Huntley was a Pro Bowl quarterback. I
Yeah,
don't know what
that's
you're talking
true.
about.
So is Zay Flowers, who has more fumbles than he does touchdowns this year, which is
Thank you, Zay. Thank you,
something.
Zay. I appreciate you. That was a
Um,
great fumble at the prime time last week. That was delicious. Thank you.
so I'm going with the 49ers. Are you as well, Casino?
No, I'm going
Oh,
with the
you're going with the
Bears.
Bears
Somehow the Bears are doing it, man. How can they not be fired up after what they did last week?
because they watched tape and saw that the first 58 minutes of that game, they did nothing.
Doesn't matter. They got it done. They got it done. Plus, again, you're forgetting this. They have God on their side. Okay. And
oh,
he came through. He came through.
Casino. Somebody's coming for you in the comments.
Oh no.
Are the Pats contenders for the Super Bowl, or is it just an easy schedule? Says Big Pig Bomboclat. Great name. Great name.
I don't think they're contenders for the Super Bowl. Not this year. They're too banged up. Yes, they had one of the easier schedules. Again, they took care of business with that easy schedule, though, right? They did not let any team score over 23 points. They scored over 23 points every single game during that stretch. Are they contenders? No, they're too banged up. First off, this is supposed to be a rebuild year, and yet just getting to where they are is wonderful. But also, the Patriots they have the same amount of wins as the Giants do against teams over 500, which is really funny. That has been circulating in my Patriot chat. No, would I be thrilled? Would I be elated if they go to the Super, even if they just go to the Super Bowl? Yeah, 100%. I think that's the coolest thing. First thing they got to check off is they got to win the division, right? They have to win these next 2 games, or just even one of these games if your Eagles can take care of the Bills this week. So again, they're playing with house money. Do I expect them to make the Super Bowl? No. Do I expect them to be real contenders? Honestly, any team in that AFC is a real contender. Any of those teams can beat each other at any point, because I don't think any of those teams are leaps and bounds better than anybody else. I really don't. Maybe the Jaguars right now, they're clicking, but I expect whoever comes out of the NFC, which is most likely going to be the Rams or the Seahawks, I expect them to win the Super Bowl. You expect them to win. But any team out of the NFC or AFC, I've seen ups and downs and lefts and rights, and really any team out of the AFC can beat each other at any time. So could it happen? Yes. I'm hoping that the Patriots can get that number 1 bye and the Chargers can beat the Broncos in that last game. The Patriots win out. And if they have a healthy team, I think there is a shot where they can make it to the Super Bowl, but to win the Super Bowl, I don't think they have a shot. Not this year, not even close.
Well, I'm by that old theory. This is what I used to be the football oracle last year when I picked the Super Bowl matchup. We don't, as football fans, get the matchups we want. We are constantly seeing just repeats of teams that have already faced each other in the Super Bowl. So when you go about it that way, also that same guy says thanks. But when you go about
being
it
honest with you, I would be elated. It would be amazing. It's awesome. But I already have coworkers who said they would cover for me. So we've got it all figured out.
He also says, what 2 teams you got in the Super Bowl, specifically AFC? I think for the AFC, I really think it's either going to be Broncos or Bills. I can't really see anybody else.
I think it's either going to be Jags or Bills. I think Jags are streaking at the right time. I mean, they just went into Denver and took care of business like it was nobody's. Like they slaughtered the Broncos. They made them look silly. So I just think as long as Trevor Lawrence can keep that turnover, ratio down, which he's been doing well. He's been doing very good at the end of the season. And that's always been his issue. I think it's right now between the Jags and the Bills.
Okay. See, I could see Jags and Bills. I would say Jags would probably be a distant third from me. The teams I think just have no shot. I think Houston kind of got exposed last week where they haven't figured out their offense.
Their defense is amazing. Their offense is trash.
Yeah. And Pittsburgh, again, feels a lot like Chicago, where when you look at every stat they have, they don't have a good offense. They don't have a good defense.
It's Pittsburgh is what they do. They barely make the playoffs. They lose in the first round. But guess what? Tomlin got his over 50. We're good.
Yeah. And like
the Patriots are completely
Patriots are too banged up. And I
feel
like you could say that same thing for the Chargers.
Yep.
Like Chargers lose people every week.
Yeah, I don't know how the Chargers are at the I know how the Patriots are, just because they played easier teams, right? But the Chargers, and they got great coaching, but I just don't understand how the Chargers are what they are this year.
No,
So
I
realistically, it's Bills, Broncos, and Jags.
Jags.
And I, with the Jags doing what they did to the Broncos last week, I think it's only between the Bills and the Jags. And the Bills, if you don't fucking go to the Super Bowl this year and win and at least go, dude, I don't know. I mean, you scrap every single player on that team except for Josh Allen
Oh yeah, no, I've been if they don't go
and
to the
coach.
Super
You get
Bowl
rid of
this year,
McDermott.
yeah, if they don't go to the Super Bowl this year, I'm already seeing, because it's Eagles Bills this weekend, which is a game we're going to talk about in a second. I've already seen all the ESPN and Fox Sports and online talking heads being like, "Oh yeah, I'd rather have Josh Allen than Jalen Hurts in the playoffs in the Super Bowl." And it's like, okay, well, can we see Josh
Here we
Allen
go, guys.
get
Here we
through the
go.
playoffs or to the Super Bowl once? Because I've seen it with Hurts twice. So can we see it
And
with
Hurts has two of the
Josh
three
Allen
best
once?
Super Bowl performances ever. I get it. We heard you.
Yes.
We know.
Yeah. Well, and apparently he has no Pro Bowlers on offense. So all this, he needs a super team around him. Apparently there's no super team because nobody on offense but the center got into the Pro Bowl. So Josh Allen has as many.
But you know what? Shout out to that center because again, I thought after
Inheritance.
Kelsey left, I thought after Kelsey left, like that was going to be a tough spot to fill because Jason Kelsey is arguably, top 3 or number 1 even center of all time. And so.
And what did I say? I came on here and I said there will be no difference. It won't matter. And then it didn't at all.
That's somebody knowing their team. That's somebody knowing their team. Shut up.
Bam.
Hey, I'm partial Oracle. We share that hat, okay?
That's true.
Okay.
Until I wipe the floor with you in the greatest comeback in picks we've ever seen. But
it was a dead heat the entire way. Shut up.
Let's move on to the next game, which is those Eagles Casino. And that is because they play the Buffalo Bills pretty much in the only Sunday afternoon game. They only have 2 Sunday afternoon games. The other one is the Giants and the Raiders. So I wonder who's going to be, who football fans, what game they will be watching. Giants Raiders for the potential number 1 pick in the NFL draft, or the Buffalo Bills and Philadelphia Eagles. So going into this game, it is going to be in Buffalo, and I think these teams have played 3 times in the Josh Allen era. He is 0-3 against the Philadelphia Eagles. So besides the Buffalo Bills, the only team Josh Allen has never beaten in the league is the Philadelphia Eagles. Because again, everybody is better than Hurts until they play Jalen Hurts, and then they lose, and then everybody has to try to spin a narrative. Also, what I thought was interesting, the only 3 quarterbacks this year with 30 plus touchdowns is Matthew Stafford, Jalen Hurts, and Josh Allen. So 2 of the quarterbacks with the most touchdowns will be playing in this game. It's in Buffalo. Eagles, Bills. Who you got, Casino?
Oh man. I'm going with the Bills because it is in Buffalo. And the Eagles are pretty much just locked up, right? They are locked up in the seed that they have.
There's like a real slim chance they get the 2nd seed, but it looks like they're basically deadlocked in the 3rd.
Yeah.
So they're going to be the 3rd seed.
The Bills, they have a shot still to win that AFC division. And, what they have to do there is they have to win out. And then they also have to have the Patriots lose to either the Jets or the Dolphins. Good luck on that. I mean, it might happen because of how banged up the Pats are. But that's what they're fighting for. They can still see themselves winning that division. And frankly, I can too, and it's scary as hell. That's why we needed to beat the Bills and I say we because I'm part of Patriot Nation, and that's what it is. But the Patriots, they did need to beat the Bills when they were in New England to get that locked up so they can not stress. But yeah, I do have the Bills in this one, and it's nothing against Josh Allen. I mean, because that last game, not Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. That last game was by far the best game Barkley has played all season. And I don't expect that to happen again. And still with the drama that we're having with Brown and whatnot, no matter what Goddard and Smith do, because they're great, 100% amazing. I just can't see the Eagles beating the Bills, especially with the Eagles pretty much locked in at their seed and nothing really matters.
Well, I will say for Saquon having a down year, he's still about to be at 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Really,
a down year.
yeah, he'll probably finish the year. I don't think they play anybody in week 18, especially if they are locked into that 3 seed. I really do think this is the last game we see of the starters for Philadelphia, just also because, like a lot of teams this year, the season's too long, and what is it? Too many teams are beat up. Eagles have already lost their best offensive player in Lane Johnson, best defensive player in Jalen Carter for the past couple weeks. I think both of them are coming back for this game. Honestly, I would just prefer for them to sit out until the first playoff game, but I do think the team's going to sit out everybody next week because, again, they will most likely be in that third spot unless the 49ers win against the Bears, which they will know going into this game. Or no, they won't, because it'll be the Sunday night game. So they won't know, which is why they'll start everybody this week. I think Brown and Smith are going to finish over 1,000 yards. Barkley's going to finish probably over 1,200. Hurts is going to finish with like 27 touchdowns. So for a down year for this offense, still everybody's doing pretty good. Goddard's going to finish with probably 11, 12 touchdowns on the
I
season.
love Goddard, dude. I try to pick him.
He's so good.
Everybody bypasses him in fantasy. I pick him up every year over the last 5 years. He is just so consistent.
He's consistent, and he's legitimately, again, what I think why I would take Gronk in a tight end debate over Kelsey is I think Gronk was always such a good run blocker.
Amazing run blocker.
The difference between Goddard and the backup tight end Calcutta on the field is night and day difference in the run game. It's like you throw a guy who is out there, who is one of the best blockers on the field. You take him off the field and put in Calcutta, who's one of the worst run blocking tight ends in the league. You see the difference between a 5-yard gain and a negative 5-yard gain. It's incredible. Also, we have Bills easy. Are the Eagles starters playing this whole game, or do I start Zesty Williams instead of Hurts? Well, I would definitely start Caleb Williams over Hurts in this game because 49ers defense is not good, and I feel like that's going to be a shootout. This game, there's going to be snow. It's going to be high winds. It's going to be an ugly. I feel like this game, everybody's hyping it up to be like the shootout it was the last 2 times these two teams played, where it was 35-35 and it went into OT. I think this is going to be very similar to that Lions-Eagles game, where it's going to be 16-10. It's going to be really ugly.
I think the Bills are going to take care of business. It's crazy because it opened up at -2.5 for the Bills. Now it's 1.5. Josh Allen plays amazing in the snow, man. Amazing in the snow. So yeah. I honestly think this could be a 2-touchdown game.
Oh no, it's not.
I don't know.
I mean, have you seen the Eagles play? They turned the ball over 5 times, and it was a overtime game against the Chargers. This is going to be a 1-score, ugly game. Reverse jinx is dead. I'm going with the Eagles in it. I just don't. But again, I don't think either of these teams have really anything to prove in this game, because for both of these teams, the Bills have to win this game, and because if they don't, then the Patriots have to lose their last 2 games for the Bills to have a chance to win that division. Yeah, and Eagles, win or lose, it looks like they're going to be the 3rd seed, because I don't see the Bears losing both their final 2 games. So I do think this means more to the Bills than the Eagles, but I really think realistically for both these teams, it was Super Bowl or bust this year going into the season. So I don't think a week 17 regular season game really weighs on the conscience of either of them. I'm going with the Eagles.
Home field advantage means a lot for the Bills.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't think the Bills will get home field advantage. I just think the Broncos, especially on Christmas, they win.
Not home field advantage all the way through, but home field advantage enough to the AFC Championship.
Well, no, and then what is
they don't want to go in? They wouldn't want to go into New England or into the Denver. No.
Yeah, but Broncos are going to win this week. I think Chargers are also going to win this week. So really, it's going to be that week 18 game between those 2 teams that's going to decide home field advantage. Like, I don't think there's a chance Bills can get home field advantage. But when it comes to this game, Casino's going Bills. I'm going Eagles. 2 games, both 2 different picks.
I gotta catch up, man.
There.
I can't
Next up,
mustard. I gotta catch up.
next up, we are talking about the somebody asked for it, Ravens or Chargers. So let's talk about that game. I think that is a borderline mid to good game between the Chargers and the Ravens.
Yeah.
Will Lamar Jackson, or no, I'm sorry.
Packers.
It's not, it's Ravens Packers we'll talk about in a second. But I'm talking about Texans 10-5, 11-4 Chargers. I do think this is the mid to good borderline game because, again, are the Texans good?
Don't know.
I don't know. And I don't think anybody can make a fair case that they are or aren't. So when it comes to the Texans and Chargers, Casino, who you got?
Well, see, this is very important because the Texans, they have not clinched yet, right? And so if the Ravens win this game, the Ravens move up, or gosh, I'm on the wrong game again, right? Sorry. So if the Packers beat the Ravens, that's what I meant to say, and the Texans win this game, then the Ravens move up to 21% to make the playoffs. The Texans are officially clinched because they're only at 97% right now. They do need that. And yeah, so I'm going.
And then on the Chargers side, which what we just talked about, if they win this game, it's going to be them and Denver last week of the season.
Yeah,
to get
so
the
but they
need
a lot because currently the Chargers, I mean, they have a chance. This is crazy. So the Jaguars have an 11% chance. The Patriots at 31, Broncos at 52, Chargers at 4, Bills of 2, and Texans a less than 1% chance to win the number 1 overall seed, which is wild. But even with the Chargers, they need a lot of help. They're looking forward to that Broncos game, right? I know they have to win this game. This is going to be a very low scoring game. I think it opened at 39.5. Let me go back to that page. 39.5. It has not moved. It actually has the Texans at a 1.5 point favorite over the Chargers. And you know what? I agree with that because the Chargers have no fans. Nobody ever goes to those games. And we know.
Well, Texans they do. Fans, it's just the opposing team that goes to those games.
Yeah. So this is, it's funny. Actually, you know what? The spread, it actually moved into the Chargers' favor. It's 1.5 for the Chargers now. So damn near a pick 'em. And with this, I think it means more for the Chargers than it does the Texans. Well, I guess not because the Texans need this to win. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because I need to catch you, and like this is damn near a pick 'em game for me. So I pick Chargers. You do. I'm going to go Chargers. I know CJ Stroud can't move the football this year, but somehow he's going to have to do so.
I mean, I know it's a long shot, but if we have like any diehard Texans fans in the chat, or if you're watching this after it's been live and want to comment down below, is there any Texans fan? Well, is there any Texans fan out there that can legitimately make the case that CJ Stroud is a better quarterback for this team than David Mills? Because we saw David Mills come in this year. He's 3-0. He's 3-0.
I like Mills. I like Mills. Something's off with Stroud these last 2 years, right?
I don't know. And also, he's got sacked almost 3 times as many times as David Mills. Now, yes, he's played more games, but
but Mills is also more elusive, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what happened since CJ Stroud's rookie year, but every time I've seen Davis Mills come in here to this Texans when CJ Stroud gets knocked out, it's Davis Mills.
Yeah, he does not get up again.
Well, yeah, all of a sudden it looks like, what is it? It looks like the offense just figures itself out, starts clicking, and then now CJ Stroud's back, and it doesn't look like they can move the ball at all. Also, Nico Collins, Pro Bowler, 68 yards, 1,060 yards, 6 touchdowns. We used to be a proper, society.
Yeah, you know, and he's 1 year. He'd been much cool if it was at 69, but whatever. Just saying.
If he had 69 receptions for 1,069 yards, 6 touchdowns, then no brainer. That's Hall of Fame numbers.
That's Hall of Fame.
But I'm going Chargers.
I'm going Texans. This is gonna be good. I'm going with the open. You're going with the spread that has moved. Let's go.
Yeah. So technically, the Texans are the underdogs by 1 point. Technically.
Currently, yes. Now,
So
technically,
and now another sneaky good game, Casino.
sneakily sneaky.
Sneakily sneaky. The 12-3 Seattle Seahawks at the 8-7 Carolina Panthers. Now, again, nobody gave the Carolina Panthers a shot when they played the Rams. Nobody gave them a shot when they played the Buccaneers. They won both those games. Now, in those people's defense, nobody gave them a shot against the 49ers, then the 49ers destroyed them. So, with this Panthers team, Casino, do you have enough faith in them to pick them at home against the Seahawks?
No, I don't. Like I said, I picked the Seahawks to win their division, and it's looking pretty okay for me right now. That's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game because if the Panthers lose this game, they drop down to a 37% chance, and if they win, 55. I don't know how that works out. I guess because the Bucks still got to play as well. But this is going to be good, right? This is going to be really good. Currently, the Panthers are at 8-7. Bucks are at 7-8. And yeah, it would come down to that last week, regardless. But I am 100% picking the Seahawks in this game. They look good. Sam Darnold, I know he's a turnover machine, but somehow it works. As long as he doesn't have 4 interceptions, they have a shot to win.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the 3 interceptions, Sam Darnold wins all day. Let's go.
Again, Sam Darnold on the season having basically identical season to what he did last year, except he has more or less touchdowns, more interceptions. He's still got 100 quarterback rating on the season, 67% completion percentage. Again, Vikings, what you saw in JJ McCarthy that gave you enough confidence to ship Darnold, I'll never understand. But still, I do think Sam Darnold, much like when we were talking about the Eagles Bills, I don't think it matters what Sam Darnold does these last 2 games of the season because everybody's going to be focusing on what he does in the playoffs. And especially if they can't get that first round bye, they're going to go in the wild card and play against a team that they're going to be drastically better than in terms of record. So I don't know. Again, this Seattle team, I don't really trust their running backs, Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. I feel like they make up one average running back. I drafted Kenneth Walker on accident and I regretted it all season. Jackson Smith and Jigba is clearly, I think, the best running back or wide receiver in the league. Cooper Kupp has been fine. Barner's been fine. Really with the Seattle, it all comes down to their defense that has slipped over the past couple weeks. Their defense right now, 8th in the league in total defense, clearly behind, I think, the Texans and the Broncos defense. Even the Patriots are rated higher than the Seahawks. But again, that might be schedule more than opponent. That being said, I am going with the Seahawks. The Panthers has been the team we've been collectively rooting for on this podcast just because it's a fun story. I said before the beginning of the season, I believed in the Panthers, kind of never didn't believe in the Panthers. And then I'll take Casino off. There we go. Never didn't believe in the Panthers, but they've even shocked me. Rico Dowdle's having a career year, and then Tedero McMillan is going to definitely win Offensive Rookie of the Year. So I am going with the Seahawks. Casino is also going with the Seahawks, but I will be rooting for the Panthers, and that's just with my heart. I don't need really either of these teams to win or lose based on my actual team being the Philadelphia Eagles playoff seeding. So I'll be rooting for the Panthers, but just with my heart, I'll be picking with my head this time and go with the Seahawks. Now let's move on to that Packers game, which is the bridge between the good and the mid games. So when it comes to this Panthers team, this Packers team, again, I feel like they have a lot to prove because when it comes to the Ravens, I think last week everybody goes, we're out on the Ravens, right? They're not winning these last 2 games. It's done. Steelers are going to win that division.
Yeah, the Patriots took care of their any bit of hope.
Yeah. Now, as far as the Packers go, they're a 9-5-1 team. Jordan Love apparently is going to play this week, even though he was in concussion protocol. Now he's out of concussion protocol. So he will be playing on a short week, still banged up, which makes no sense to me because, again, I think when Malik Willis comes into this offense, it actually looks pretty good and pretty consistent with what Love does when he's in there. So I don't think it's that big of a downgrade. And again, that's not a slight to Love. That's more a compliment to Willis, who came in last week and actually looked pretty damn good. Again, against this Ravens team, it's going to be a Saturday night game. I don't know how this is the Saturday night game and the Texans Chargers is the mid Saturday game, but whatever. I'm going with the Packers in this because, again, I think even though he's a Pro Bowler in Tyler Huntley, I feel like I trust this Packers team more than this Ravens team that we've seen all year just bungle game after game, opportunity after opportunity. And their season kind of went down the toilet last week. So I know they win this game and they win the last week against the Steelers. They're technically in the playoffs, but nobody's going to pick the Ravens to do anything in the playoffs if they sneak in off of what? 2-game skid with a 2-game winning streak. Nobody's picking the Ravens to do anything in the playoffs. I'm not picking the Packers to do anything in the playoffs, but I know people still have hope in this Packers team. Who you got, Casino? Packers or Ravens?
I'm going Packers all day. I mean, they have not even clinched a playoff spot, right? So they're on the outside looking in for that 7th spot, and yeah, they need to win this game, right? They have to win this game to have even a shot to get the Bears, but I still don't think that's going to happen. I think the Bears are going to win that division, but they do need to win this game. We 100% need to win this game. Again, they're not in the playoffs yet. They're not in that half point or that tie really hurt them. So I'm going with the Packers on this, regardless with all their depleted players. They've got to win this game. They need to win this game so they can make the playoffs.
Well, yeah. And then again, Ravens technically don't need to win this game because I believe they win the last week and they're in, or at least that's what everyone said last week, except now what is it? Now the Steelers are 2 games ahead. So when we said it was a must-win game for both those teams, I don't know. That's exactly what it was. So the Ravens now, I think, are out of playoff contention. Obviously, they win this game. They definitely are because they can't make up 2 games on the Steelers. But if they win this week, Steelers lose this week, then there's still a chance. But Steelers are playing the Browns, so they have a much easier chance to do that. I think what we will see is the Ravens get officially eliminated and then the Steelers officially win that division. But let's move on to the next game, Casino. Now we're going to start flying through them because those were the last of the good games. Here's now the mid games, and then we're going right into the games nobody gives a shit about. Even the fans of these teams don't care. But these ones, they do care. 11-4 Jaguars, 8-7 Colts. Who you got, Casino?
I'm going with that red hot Jags team, dude. They are looking good. Like I said, they are one of the 2 teams out of the AFC that I do think have a legitimate shot right now. Well, they all have a shot, but they are the 2 top teams that I would pick to go off of what the our viewer was saying earlier. Which 2 teams? Definitely the Jaguars. They are looking good. Trevor Lawrence is not turning over the ball as much as he used to. You might have that stat up on what he's at right now, but he looks good. It started off, it opened at 5.5 for the Jags. It's moved to 6.5 for the Jags. So everybody's expecting the Jags to take care of the Colts, but not destroy them because, again, we talked about it. Phillip Rivers playing good. He's protecting that football. And it just sucks that he comes in and he just plays some juggernauts, teams that are fighting for the Super Bowl. So
yeah, not even the playoffs, like legit for the Super Bowl contenders. Yeah.
And so he's doing well. I hope we see him again next season and not just a little blip on the radar. I hope he actually comes back, but he won't. I think this is legitimately just, hey, I can fill in.
Yeah. But again, I think if you're it's
our Christmas treat.
Again, if you're some of these other teams looking at Phillip Rivers and then you're looking at your current starting quarterback, I think he's honestly going to get some offers this offseason.
Yeah, but
just be like, I don't think he'll accept them, but I do think he
It
will get
wouldn't
some
be
offers.
smart. Honestly, in my opinion, it wouldn't be smart to offer him anything because again, he knows this playbook. That's the whole reason he knows this team. He knows this organization. The
Yeah.
ownership, the coach. Like he knows this team. He knows the Colts. He uses that playbook. He knows that playbook. So that's why it was so easy for him to come in and do as well as he's doing. That's not gonna be the case when he goes somewhere else and he's gonna have to learn a different system,
No, that's
right?
true. Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the only reason that Philip Rivers is playing currently is because the playbook, he knows it, and that's that. That's as simple as it is.
Well, also, I was told a month or two into the season that what Jonathan Taylor was doing was actually more impressive than what Saquon Barkley did last season.
Hmm.
So there's 2 games left. Let's check in on where Jonathan Taylor is. He should be close to 2,000 yards right here.
No, I think he hit that
Uh,
wall about 4 games back.
he's at 288 attempts. He has 1,489 yards, 17 touchdowns, 1 fumble, and 9 plus rushes of 20 yards or more. So, yeah, Jonathan Taylor, again, having a great season, nowhere close to what Saquon Barkley was last season. As I said on this show when those things started coming out, it's the longevity. It's not the 1 month and then we want to crown people. But as far as the Colts go, again, they started the season 1-6. I believe they're 1-7 in their last 8 games. So they also peaked way too early. Obviously, the Daniel Jones injury has a lot to
Yeah.
do with that.
Speaking early,
But
never heard of that before.
but the Jaguars, again, like Casino said early in the show when we were answering
Hot.
the commenter's question, they have heated up the last couple weeks. Trevor Lawrence on the season, 60% completion percentage, 26 touchdowns, 11 interception, 90 quarterback rating.
Yeah.
So
I
he
told
has
you
shown up when it's mattered.
When they destroyed destroyed the Chargers, 5-6 weeks ago. That term, I was like, okay, I
Yeah,
need to
that
focus
was
on.
kind of their
I need to focus on this team, and from there, they have not looked back, dude. They have absolutely dominated.
No, and again, in that period, since they beat the Chargers, they've beat the Cardinals by 3, the Titans by 21, the Colts by 20, the Jets by 28, and then they destroyed the Broncos last week by
You
14.
take the Cardinals game out of there, dear God.
Yeah. Last 4 games, they've won 4 blowouts. I get 2 of them against one of them a playoff team, the Colts, bubble playoff team. So again, this is the whole argument for the Patriots this season. Yes, they're playing the scrubs, but they're annihilating them, which is what you're supposed to do against the scrubs. So, yeah.
But they're not playing the scrubs. I mean, after what they did to the Chargers and the Broncos, those weren't scrubs.
Well, but I'm saying in that stretch where they beat Cardinals, Titans, Colts, Jets, I wouldn't throw Colts in the scrubs. But again, that was the Daniel Jones injury game and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we're both going the Jags. Jags are red hot. But again, I just want to see a good Phillip Rivers game. I feel like that's what this Colts season has become, just watching Phillip Rivers play and appreciate.
It's a special treat, and I've loved every second of it.
I agree.
Well, did you see? I love when the right? I think it was the right guard or the right tackle. I don't remember, but he jumped off sides. And did you see Philip Rivers? He immediately grabbed the ball and just slammed it down and just at him. I was like, did you not see that?
I did see that. And I also saw the thing where he was
so
talking shit last game against a 49ers guy. But
He's
again, Philip Rivers talking shit is funny because he doesn't curse. So he said something like golly or something like that. Like, this is what we're missing.
The whole thing when he got, from the end zone, he's like, the 45-year-old man or the 44-year-old man, 44-year-old man. Like,
it's good stuff.
It's everything I wanted it to be when Rivers came back. I wanted that PG trash talking, which is just delightful and
which
great.
We've been missing since he retired and then Kirk Cousins got benched.
Dude,
those are the only 2 guys doing it. But we missed
his trash talk is legendary. Philip Rivers is one of the best to do it with the trash talking. His emotion on the field is always just a delight. Like, I've always liked Philip Rivers and watching him play. So even if we do not get him, if we have him for the rest of the season, which, could be just 2 more games, and that's it, and then he rides off into the sunset again, aka he just goes and sits on the couch again. I am okay with this. I am 100% okay with this because I know what we're getting is just is such a special treat.
Yeah.
It's great. I will take this over Christmas cookies any day. Any day.
I'll take this over any of the Christmas games. I'll take it over any of the
Oh,
Christmas games this year.
it's been so wonderful. I love it, and I wish him nothing but the best.
Our last two mid games we have here, Casino.
Mid.
Next up, we have two Florida teams, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Miami Dolphins. Bucks 7-8, Dolphins
Oh, they need it.
6-9. Bucks need this game to stay on pace with the Panthers, especially if they pull the upset off this week. If they pull the upset and the Bucks win, or if the Bucks lose and the Panthers pull the upset, then that final game of the season doesn't matter because the Bucks wouldn't be able to catch them. So really, this is just to stay on pace with the Bucks till next week's game.
Yeah, and
so we
can have another week 18 decider to go to the playoffs, which would be just delightful. Again, just delightful. I like those games. I watched when the Lions and Vikings had that the other day where it was 14 and 15 wins for the season. That was such a special game, and I want to see that again. I love Baker Mayfield. I know you love Baker Mayfield. We love him down in Tampa. He plays great down there. I really love him and I want to see him in the playoffs, but he's just not there. The Panthers are more exciting. The Panthers are way more exciting.
And we've also seen them have maybe the best win of the season, which is them beating the Rams at the Rams' height of like, this is the best team in the NFL.
100%. I mean, the Rams are still, arguably the best team in the NFL, even though they just lost to the Seahawks, they lost to the Panthers. But I would still pick the Rams over the field currently.
Well, also, there is a real possibility that the Rams don't win the NFC South and are the 5th seed that have to go to the 4th seed, the Panthers, where the Rams would have to go back to Carolina and play them again. Like,
oh yeah, no,
can't tell
that's
me.
most likely what's going to happen because I truly do think Seattle's going to win that division, and that's not because of my pick anymore. I'm happy about it, but I do think Seattle's now going to win that division. It came down to what last week was, which was just an absolute thriller and controversial because that whistle did blow. And my buddy went back and the Bears fan, he watched that the actual broadcast on Prime, and that whistle did blow. The whistle blew.
Not only did that whistle blow, the I believe it was Charbonnet or
Charbonnet who got the ball.
Yeah, and he even looked like he was just picking it up to like throw it to the ref. Yeah. And then they awarded him the 2-point. You could tell he was as confused as anybody.
Yeah.
So no
100%.
way. Again, Seahawks fans, you got one away with one there. But again, then the whole overtime happened. Rams went for the field goal instead of the touchdown, blah, blah, blah.
So with that and like the Patriots and the Bears and all that, like mainly with the Seahawks and the Bears, everybody was like, oh, they got lucky. They got lucky to get that onside kick, to get that 2-point conversion. Well, guess what? They also had to have multiple game-winning drives on top of getting lucky, right?
Yes.
So you got to give credit where credit's due. So
no, I agree. I don't think you can take anything away from the Seahawks from that game, but you can also acknowledge how weird that last part was.
So let's get back to the Bucks and Dolphins. I'm going to pick the Bucks here. Again, it's what you said, because if somehow the Panthers can upset the Seahawks, which it's possible, and that'd be awesome if the Panthers beat the Rams and the Seahawks, in the same couple weeks, but don't think that's going to happen. But the Bucks do need this one to keep pace and go into the last game, just making an absolute thriller. And you have potential of winning that on home field, right? The Bucks could win and go to the playoffs on home field. So yeah, I'm going to pick the Bucks, especially with Dolphins sitting Tua. That's a whole different thing. And I'm waiting for that team in the offseason to just explode. And I want to see where everybody goes.
You know what? To make our picks more interesting.
You're going Dolphins.
No, I'm going Bucks in this one. To make our picks more interesting, I'm going Panthers as my upset pick. I can see a world where this Panthers team wins against the Seahawks. They're the most hyped team going into the playoffs. There's that first round game where it's Rams Panthers in Carolina. Everybody's going to be picking the Rams, and then every Rams fan is going to be terrified they have to see the Panthers again. We've seen Panthers upset a team that is widely regarded as the best team in the league. I think Seahawks right now, after that Thursday night win, I've been hearing that talk that the Seahawks are the best team in the league. This is a big game for the Seahawks.
Yeah, obviously Bears is my
Going
upset
Panthers.
pick of the week.
So Bears is your upset pick of the week. I'm going Panthers. I'm changing my Seahawks Panthers pick. I'm going. That's my upset game of the week.
I guess we could pick best game of the week too, right?
Yeah, best game. I'm going Eagles Bills.
I'm gonna go Seahawks Panthers.
All right. So a lot riding on that game.
Yeah.
A lot right. A 2-point swing either way.
No, you know what? No, Texans Chargers.
That's gonna be your best game. All right.
No. It's got to be Seahawks Panthers. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Let's go Seahawks Panthers.
I have enough room to spare because I'm so far ahead. I can make some of these predictions. I'm going switching my pick for Panthers. But as far as Bucks Dolphins go, I'm going Bucks. Again, last week with the Dolphins, now we can talk about them. Ewers, I don't think he wasn't bad, except that he wasn't he had no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He had a 66% completion percentage, 313 yards. Again, he wasn't awful, but he wasn't good. But he was, if he wouldn't have thrown those 2 interceptions, you would have said he had a mediocre game. Because he had the 2 interceptions, it was a bad game. So with that said, we're both going with the Buccaneers, which means we can move on from this game to the next game, Casino. And the next game, for those just joined us, I'm not talking to an invisible person. Casino just stepped out. He's back. So for the next game, we are talking about the Monday night game. Is this the last Monday night game of the season? No, there's one next week. I'll look it up. But it is Rams 11-4 at the 6-9 Falcons. Who you got in this one, Casino?
Going with the Rams, because if they want to get that number 1 seed and win that division, they've got to win this. They've got to start here. And again, I still think Rams over the field right now, regardless what the Seahawks do, winning the division, whatever. The Rams, they're the best team. They're still the best team. Again, we just said it, the Seahawks, they had to get lucky with that weird backwards pass just to win that game. But give credit where credit's due. They did have great drives. But 100%, I gotta stick with the Rams on this one.
Yeah, I think I'm going with the Rams as well. Again, the Falcons, they were supposed to be so much better than what will eventually be 6-10. But again, they've had quarterback issues all year. Kirk Cousins stepped in, hasn't done much. He's 8-4, which is kind of on par with what Penix was before he got. I mean, their quarterback rating is almost identical. Their yards, completion percentage, everything in the amount of games they played. So again, Bijan Robinson is the best running back this year in the NFC outside of Jonathan Taylor in the AFC. But just, I don't know, Drake London's now been banged up the last couple weeks. So this, again, Falcons have all the weapons. Their defense is good. They just have to, again, this is why I said on Friday's show, if I'm the Falcons, I'm calling up the Bengals in the offseason and being like, what do we have to give you to get Joe Burrow? Like, Bijan's off the table.
Hey. What I learned from The Office, you never take the first offer. What's your second offer?
I'm just, again, if I'm the Falcons, I'm calling the Bengals and saying, you can't have Bijan Robinson or Drake London. Everybody else we have is on the table. Who do you want? How many picks you want? And just make that deal happen. I really think the Falcons are just a quarterback away. Dude, their defense is good enough. They have enough weapons.
What if they can make a package deal with Chase? I know it would be the far cry. Would you take Burrow and Chase and get rid of London? Or get 100%. Rid of Bijan?
Dude, if the Falcons are like, hey, give us Michael Penix, Drake London, and like 2 first rounds and a third, I think the Bengals would be fools not to do it. I think the Falcons would be fools not to offer it.
Well, the Bengals wouldn't be fools to do it. They're dumb. So they are fools. They would be like, okay, let's do it. That sounds good. All right. And yes, that is definitely how the Bengals organization sounds on a daily basis.
Yeah, but again, it's not going to happen because there'd be so much dead money in that offer that it would not happen. But still,
goofs.
It's God, and then Burrow's just going to waste away in Cincinnati.
I really want to know what they do in those Cincinnati board meetings. Like, I really want to know.
It makes no sense to me. Also,
do they just set up like a putt-putt challenge in the office? And that's it.
Let's move. We're finally talking about the Christmas games, Casino, because we are now in
All
the
of them are
ugly
bad.
portion of these games. All of them are ugly. Let's talk about the first one. We'll go in order.
Gross.
6-8-1 Cowboys at 4-11 Commanders. Hey, I don't know if you heard or not, Casino, but the Cowboys are actually out of the playoffs, but Dak Prescott is only 6 yards behind for being the passing leader in terms of yards this season,
Dude,
which is a thing I've seen. Dude, I've seen Cowboys fans celebrating that. Hey, who finished as the passing leader in 2016 in
dude,
the NFL?
and
Oh, you don't remember? Because nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares about this. Isn't a real stat.
so
No one cares.
here's the thing. Nobody cares about that. You and I, we've already given him his props. Dak, you've had an amazing year. You've had an amazing year, probably the best year you have ever played. George Pickens, we were wrong about you. You just needed the right team with the right quarterback. You've done great. Kudos, hats off to you. Guess what? You're still out of the playoffs. Figure it out. But guess what? I do think the Cowboys next year will be pretty good. Again,
Every year they're going to be good.
They're going to be better than what they were this year. I do think they're going to be better than they were this year. They have they just have to draft right because they have multiple first round picks, right? They have a lot of good picks next year. They can put together some players. They did not have to pay Parsons, so you save some money there. Like this team has, as long as I don't trust Jerry Jones, but as long as this team can figure it out in the offseason, they have a shot to probably even host a playoff game next year. I'm just throwing that out there. They just have to get it right because Dak, I think, is playing really well, and he knows that he can play well with nothing. So we'll see. I'm not saying this team's going to go win the Super Bowl. I'm not that kind of I'm not a Cowboy fan. All right, I'm a realist that this team can be better, and that Jerry Jones trade, it looks like it worked out.
Yeah. Well, also, Dak Prescott currently right now has 30 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, the worst quarterback in the NFC East, has 32 touchdowns. So again,
so are you picking? Let's just get off this. These are bad teams. Cowboys or Commanders.
Dude, all the Christmas games. Did you realize this? I was looking at this when I was going through the games. Every single Christmas game has one team in the game starting a third string quarterback.
Yeah. So listen, it's funny you're saying that because as I'm looking so it opened Commanders +3. Guess what? It's Commanders +8.5 now. The over under had dropped 2 for that game. The Lions, that over under dropped 5 for that game and went from Vikings being +3.5 down to 7.5, or up to 7.5. Then Broncos Chiefs. This is the kicker here. So this is a 3.5 difference. So it was 39.5 over under. Now it's 36.5. They were 5.5, and now it is 13.5. For the Chiefs are +13.5 here, and I agree with every second of that. I think it's the easiest call for you and I to say blowout of the week: Broncos over Chiefs.
Yeah, that was my pick for blowout of the week.
Yeah, 100% blowout of the week. And we're both picking Broncos on that. Lions, they have a fighting chance, and I just don't trust the Vikings at all. I'm picking the Lions. I'm just speed running these guys because I would honestly be shocked.
I'd be shocked if we had any different picks in
from
any
here
of these
on
games.
out. Yeah,
maybe Raiders Giants would be the only one we would differ on.
I mean, we can let's roll on it because I mean we already know what we're doing here, right? Cowboys, Lions, Broncos, and
yes, because
it's not going to be even close.
No,
all third stringers.
Commanders are starting a third string quarterback. The Vikings are starting a third string quarterback, and the Chiefs are starting a third string quarterback.
Yeah,
so
all third stringers.
Cowboys, Lions, Broncos, all three of those
Which third stringer do you think is going to play best?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably the guy for Minnesota. Or actually, no, maybe the guy for the Commanders because the Cowboys defense is so bad. Maybe. But again, I feel like they're going to get a lot of garbage yards, a lot of garbage points, because all three of these are going to be blowouts. So yeah, I'll go Commanders guy.
Yeah. So at what point do you think the Texans, or not the Texans, the Lions, they're going to keep their guys in there probably the whole time just because, they don't want to lose this game if they have a little bit of a shot to make the playoffs. But the Broncos, I think mid third quarter, They might be just hanging the hat,
Yeah.
man.
Well, I'm not watching any of these games. I'm watching all NBA on Christmas. So everybody have fun watching
The
these
TV will
dog
be
shit
off
games.
here.
The other games that are ugly casino, let's talk about them. Who you got, Cardinals or the Bengals?
I'm going with the Chips, the Bengals, the
The
Bugles.
Bengals. Yeah, I'm going with the Bengals as well. The next up, we have Steelers Browns.
I mean, this game's got some meaning, right? This game's got some meaning. I'm gonna go with the Steelers. Because I just don't trust anything that I've seen out of the quarterbacks with the Browns.
No, and especially the Browns defense getting a little exposed the last couple weeks,
Yeah.
where especially against the Titans.
Dude,
Also,
this is a 34.5. Dude, like this is Jesus. What are we playing? Hockey out here? What are we doing?
Also, football and time are a flat circle that always end up repeating itself. I do think we will see remember, there's that famous clip of Brett Favre just giving up the sack total to what is it, Michael Strahan, when the Giants and Packers were playing each other, and then Mike Gastineau had a big issue with that, and blah 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 blah. So in this game,
100% Myles Garrett. This is why you watch. This is why you're going to watch this game, is because Myles Garrett is going to get that record. I mean,
I could see
he's half a sack away, bro.
I could see a very similar situation where Aaron Rodgers just goes down to get a sack. Myles Garrett, I
don't think that's gonna because that's gonna hurt the ego of Aaron Rodgers. He's going to get legitimately sacked and then say, "Yeah, I let him do that. I'm Aaron Rodgers. I let him do that."
I could see that. I could
100%. That's what's gonna happen. Egotistical prick. Sorry, I hate Rodgers.
Last three games, casino. Your Patriots at the New York Jets. You going with the upset on this one?
Definitely not. No matter how banged up the Pats are, this is still the Jets. And I put it in my chat. I was like, do you think they're gonna the Jets are tanking, right? They're tanking. My brother made a really good point. He's like, no, their coach will never, especially in division, just throw in the towel. So
yeah.
Right now it opened at plus 9.5. It's now 13.5. I think it's a little
plus
much.
This is one of those things where it's like, oh, well, the Jets need to tank to get a better draft position. The Jets tank every year and get better draft position. And if they do it just every year,
no,
so
what's
the point?
The Jets but here's the thing. The Jets can stop the Patriots from getting the number 1 seed in the AFC East.
This is their Super Bowl. This is the Jets Super Bowl.
Means a lot
if they care, this is the Jets Super Bowl.
I don't think I still think the Patriots will get it done, but I'm not really so worried about this game. I'm worried more about the last game. So
yeah,
I need your Eagles to beat the Bills. I just need it.
God, I need it too.
I need it just so the Pats can have one gimme game. That's it.
Last two games, the
worst game of the
5-10 New Orleans Saints at the 3-12 Titans. Who you got, casino?
You know what? I'm going Chuck. We're going the Saints. They're looking pretty good. They're going to end this. They're going to end with 6, and who knows, maybe 7. No, they're going to end with 6 wins this season. I'm taking the Saints in the worst game of the week. This is going to be unbearable.
Oh, my worst game of the week. I'm actually going with the Rams Falcons. I think that game is going to be awful. Especially after a long week. I think that's my pick for worst game of the week. Last one. This is for the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. The New York Giants, 2-13, traveling to Vegas to take on the 2-13 Raiders. As you talk about this game, I'm going to see what the tickets are for this game in Vegas. I bet they're still going to be astronomical.
Yeah. Oh, as my daughter comes into the room.
Oh, wow. $67, lowest ticket price to get into Giants at Raiders. So I still feel like that's too much for is that lowest? Oh, that might be deal. Hold on.
Sit down, babe.
Yeah, $72 is the lowest price right now to get games for this.
That's just a video.
Tickets for this price.
That's funny. So I'm on CBS Sports right now looking at odds, and there's a guy in the corner talking about the odds and all the seeds. And she's like, who are you talking to now? And I'm like, BJ. And she goes, why does he look so different? And it's just some random dude.
So for this game,
at least my daughter knows what you look like, Uncle BJ.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, very confused.
I'm going with the Raiders in this game.
Okay.
They looked good against the Texans last week. They've played good against
Well,
every
you're
team.
going with the upset. I'm going with the Giants. I'm going with the Giants.
Oh, you're going with the Giants.
I am.
Is Jackson Dart playing this game? I
I have
think he
zero.
is.
I don't. I mean, I don't know. Does he know
I
that
don't know
Does
why.
he know he's playing in this game?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he should be, even if he's cleared to play. But going with the Raiders. So for this week, Casino, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different games. Raiders, Giants. You're picking Giants. I'm picking Raiders.
5 different games.
Chargers,
I'm going to get them
Texans.
all right, and I'm going to be on your heels going into the last week. Let's do it.
Casino picks the
Or
Texans. I'm picking the
we get,
Chargers.
or do you want to pick? Do you want to pick college football as
Well,
well?
there's no college ones this week. They're doing the thing where they don't play until
All right,
New
so
Year's.
we'll figure it out then. You're right.
So it'd be for next week we can, but for this week there's none. 49ers Bears, I'm picking Niners, Casino's picking Bears in the upset.
Yeah.
Eagles Bills, I'm picking Eagles, Casino's picking Bills, and then Panthers Seahawks, I'm picking Panthers in the upset, Casino's picking Seahawks. My blowout is the Broncos game. My worst game is the Monday night game between Rams Falcons. My upset pick is the Panthers, as I just said. Best game is Eagles Bills. Casino's pick is Bears over Niners. His worst game is Titans Saints. Blowout, we both agree it's the Broncos. And then
Easy.
your best game is Seahawks Panthers.
Yeah.
So there you have it. This has been another rousing edition of The Good, the Mid, and the Ugly. I got to restart that. Come on. You got to get the whole thing. The Good, the Mid, and the Ugly for week 17. We only have one more week.
You have to get that xylophone that just straight up. Like, oh, it's good. The xylophone inclining. It's great.
Yeah. But this has been a Christmas Eve special of the Only Sports Podcast.
But before we get out of here, I got a couple questions though. For Christmas Eve, are you a family that opens up Christmas presents before Christmas Day? Or not?
Well, we're a family where we have to do like 5 different Christmases. So if we just did it at home, we wouldn't. But we do it just because we have to squeeze everybody in on 2 days. So, yeah. Now, I saw the weirdest thing, which I've never seen before. And I was like, this would be awful. Are you guys a family where everybody opens a one gift at a time while everyone stares at them while they're opening the gift? Because I saw a TikTok of that, and that seems awful.
No. So how it works here at my in-laws is typically we do like the gifts between everybody the night before, and then Santa is in the morning. And then my parents like going over to my house. How we do that is it's all in the morning and Christmas Day. And yes, we do stop and for like bigger gifts or important gifts. We will
that
stop.
Makes sense.
We will stop and let somebody open one like, oh, hey, here's an important gift from blah, 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 to blah, blah, blah. This year we're doing Secret Santa, so we'll do individually probably on that one. But like everything else, the kids opening up their gifts or whatever, or, me to my wife, like that's going to be, its own thing. But yeah.
No, I couldn't imagine forcing my kids to just open one present at a time.
My mom goes crazy at Christmas time, and she just buys about 1 billion gifts. Even though we're doing Secret Santa, everybody that's in my immediate family, including my family and my older brother's family and whatnot, and then my little brother, he doesn't have family yet. Anyway, my mom buys gifts for everybody. So at that point, we literally just start, whoever's playing Santa just goes around and, all right, you got a gift, and it just piles up and goes from there.
Yeah, that's the normal way to do it. But we went too long. We're not going to have any TikToks this week. TikToks and the shorts on our YouTube page will return next week.
This is your Christmas gift. Is me getting away for a while, and connectivity issues not an issue today.
There you go. And also join me on Friday for the second to last solo show of the season. At least football wise, I'm thinking of doing a basketball one on Fridays. If people give a shit about that, maybe we'll see.
I do. Before we get out of here, when I send you my power rankings going for your Friday show, I'm also going to be sending you a top 10 list of a few things. we need to put a couple top 10 lists together, and then we can debut them whenever we need to. But
Yes,
we need to start doing that again. We need to start
I
doing
did
that
like
again. I
that.
know I
Top
teased a
10s.
couple episodes back where we need to do our favorite like Ocho games or obscure sports, if you want to
Yeah.
call them.
2016, the year we bring back the top 10 list. The year we
Boom.
bring back the top 10 list. So this has been the Only Sports Podcast. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, everybody. We will see you. Oh, I'll see you on Friday. We will see you on Monday.
I'll be driving home and be stuck in traffic for probably 5, 6, 7 hours and then going straight to work.
Yeah, there you go. So we'll see you on Monday for the return of the Only Sports Podcast. See you in Solo Show Friday. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. This has been the Only Sports Podcast.